I decided to spend a day on one of my favorite islands, exploring the beach and looking for great sceneries to shoot. Only packed with my camera and one lens. No tripod, no other lenses or anything else that could make my way harder. Now let the journey begin. I hate flying since the flight from Greece to Germany around the year 2002. It was so turbulent flying through a thunderstorm. I hate to fly until this day, but well, you have to go through it if you want to see beautiful places of Mother Earth. Finally arrived in Spain on the island Mallorca. This destiny is very famous for bad behaving drunkards who visit the so-called Ballerman in the central city of Mallorca, which is called Palma. The government tries to do something about these tourists, and I hope that will work. Even if it is only a small part of the German tourists, they really suck with their behavior. But as I said, it may only be 5% of the travelers to Mallorca. I go to a place called Picafort in the north of Mallorca, where you usually don't find such annoying tourists. The first time I visited Picafort was in 2008, and I was not directly a fan of the city, but nowadays it is really beautiful and has improved a lot. The beach is really clean, the promenade is very long, nice, and combines tourist cafes and restaurants with the opportunity to take a swim in the sea, but not at this time of the year. I flew there in early April, when it's still the beginning of spring. The season has just begun, so you don't find many tourists yet, but that's of course great for landscape photography. After walking the promenade for a while, it became more calm. The weather felt like a beautiful day of spring. Even if the weather changed the day from blue sky to a more white one, with a few cirrus clouds, it was a sunny day after all. As leaving the city behind, the typical Mallorquin fauna became more and more visible. You could see colorful plants almost everywhere. They were a great opportunity for images, with the plants in the foreground and the majestic hills in the background. Luckily, the moon was rising over the sea and mountains, so I could integrate it in many images. The environment between Picafort and the next spot, Son Serra de Marina, is characterized by rocks, plants and lonely beaches. I have to admit I was sometimes really jealous if I saw a whole beach with only one or two persons who was there to enjoy the silence and the sound of the waves. Once I saw a lonely guitarist playing songs on a beach with no one around. It has to be so relaxing to go there on a day off to enjoy the nature and scenery. As the day went by, my way led me from Picafort over some places of interest. While you can enjoy the beach on the one side, you find a more natural view on the other side. Here you'll find a lot of rocks with the typical fauna and insects of Mallorca. Yes, tourists left a lot of debris behind, but still the places are worth visiting. From time to time I stumbled over some strange figures, which have shown me once again I don't understand each kind of modern art. At least I guess that's what it is. Combined with the blue sky and the sea, these pieces of art can be well integrated in some interesting shots. As I walked on, I passed some former military buildings to protect the island in harder times. Even if you can't access them, they are interesting witnesses of the past and they can be easily integrated in some exciting images. I went on heading to the famous necropolis of Sonreal. What makes this place interesting is its history. You find the remainings of human life there, which lead back 4,500 years ago, long before Mallorca turned into a mostly for tourists interesting place. Near to this prehistoric graves of the necropolis of Sonreal, you find strange arrangement of rocks, natural coves and a lookout from where you have a beautiful view on the small island of Ciot de Poros. Time to go on. I visited the next beaches, which appeared to be very lonesome and peaceful. Next time I'll bring a beach towel and come in swimming clothes to stay there for a while. The bays consist of sand and rocks from time to time. One thing I've never seen before in Mallorca was this bluish, smelly things which came with the flood. One time I unintentionally stepped into a few of them. They colored my shoes bluish and I can tell you it smelled like a fish market. If you know what that is, please write it down in the comments. I went on and passed the beaches L'Arenal d'en Casat, La Playa de ses Asuenses and the Punta Larga de Sonreal. I'm sure I pronounced nothing correctly, mea culpa. I found an exciting ruin there which is called the Caseta de Seville. This ruin offers some former windows which are quite usable for some nice shots. I had all the time of the world to take them because no one except me was there. One time there was a runner, but that was the only person I saw out there. At this time I had walked more than 6 kilometers, so I knew sooner or later it would be time to go back again, but that was not as easy as it sounds, because whenever you looked forward you could see more interesting targets to shoot. I passed another military ruin and decided to take some shots on it and to enjoy the cool view. The eastern mountains of the Bay of Alcudia became clearer and clearer visible, so it's hard to go back instead of coming closer. The last place of my journey was another ruin which looked awesome due to its colorful stones and its fantastic location. A few lonely trees characterized this place. I decided to take a break there and to enjoy the spot before going all the way back. Even on my way back to the starting point of my journey, I could observe some cool things like this firefighter plane. I couldn't figure out if it was only practicing. I hope so, I'd say. Sadly, I did not find the time to take some beautiful nightscapes. I guess that's the plan for my next journey to Mallorca. All in all, this was a very special day under the Mallorquin sun. I loved the island since my first holidays I spent there in 1996. Besides all of the stupid stories of dumb drunkards fooling around at the Ballermann, this island is a good choice if you want to come out, enjoy the sun and beautiful landscapes. Especially for landscape photographers or videographers, this island is a good choice with a whole variety of different possibilities to shoot. Of course, the weather is very important and Mallorca is an island with many hours of sunshine most of the days, so you will have probably some sunny days with great light for your images. And if not, I spent some days in the spa of my hotel and enjoyed the cooler and cloudy days there as well. Only for astrophotographers, the island will maybe not be the best choice. Mallorca is a very light polluted island, so maybe nightscape images will be interesting, but astrophotography itself could be very difficult. If I go to Mallorca, I don't even bring my sky tracker with me, only my camera and lens. The lighter your equipment is, the more fun it will be to carry it with you on longer walks, like I did on this day. The worst thing about holidays is how soon they end. I stayed there for only a week and then I went back. I enjoyed a very turbulent flight back, flying over some thunderstorms after a delayed flight. The pilot told us that the plane with which we usually should have flown was defect and the plane which should replace it was defect as well. Jackpot! But all in all, everything went fine, so this is it. Holidays are over and I'm back home, where my telescopes are waiting for some new image sessions. There we go, see you next time. Did you like this kind of video? Please let me know in the comments, and clear skies.